Just
Good to see you.
All right.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. It's a nice day up here today. The sun is
Okay.
shining, got a nice
So,
breeze
I think we
going.
got it. Oh, I know you can't get it at your house. You can get it anywhere. We can't get it outside town. We've been trying for a
We
long
need
time.
a better signal.
No, I know. Well,
Derek
our
Stevens is
we're
here
on
to
this
tell us
backup
We
transmitter
need a
right now.
stronger. We need a stronger
uh,
signal.
We do need a stronger signal. We're working on it. No, it's because we have this little piece of junk Chinese transmitter running right now, but we're about to turn on another one. But every time I say that we're gonna get it turned on, I feel like I'm jinxing myself. So when you hear the high power, then you'll know it's working, because it's this every time I've been like, oh my God, why isn't this working? So anyway, well.
Yeah, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
Blair?
really, what the heck's
are we
going on
doing?
here? It's 1:23 here in the high country, and I am here with Clay Rose from the Gasoline Lollipops here. And
I love how y'all do business around here. I feel like I'm on Mr. Rogers. He's sitting there, and then guests come in through the door. It's like, hey, we got a new guest here today.
yeah, really, where does
Yeah.
where I
I'm
wonder
wearing
where
my
the
award.
I wonder where the trolley comes through. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I wonder what the trolley would be delivering here in Ward. I don't think it'd be puppets.
It comes through a little
Ding,
hole in the
ding.
wall with
Here
a
comes
rat.
the trolley, kids.
Anybody come knocking around here, my dog bites them. You don't knock in this town.
Trolley rolls through my living room uninvited. It better have a big ass blunt on the back of it.
Well, let's see. Let's play a little bit of catch up. It's been a little while since I saw you. I want to congratulate you first off on the birth of your daughter.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's
thanks.
definitely
I had my son and I delivered her.
Oh, I
Really?
I saw that
That's
on
so cool.
Facebook that the midwife was running late or something.
It was a really fast delivery. She didn't have time to get there.
Wow.
It was
I had 3 midwives in the room with me.
I had
caught.
I delivered Cohen that way with 2 midwives, but this next one, nobody was there. It was just me and my son.
That happened to Bobby Ann too.
Yeah, it was crazy, but
So
we got it handled.
nice.
Yeah.
When the midwives were there at mine, I'm getting ready to catch, and they're like, "Oh, you're fine. Get ready. Here it comes. All this stuff." And I'm like, all anxious, freaking out. They get down in a huddle on the floor and whisper some secret Celtic language. The 3 witches were stirring my fate,
Yeah.
And
And the baby shot out.
the baby was born. Yeah,
Yeah.
shot out like John Elway through her.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I
They
hadn't
come out
had good hands, she'd have skipped across the floor.
exactly. Yeah, they come out like a wet noodle. Yeah, well, our little girl Seraphine De Luna, she came out with a vengeance, man. It was a 20-minute labor, and my son and I caught her, and I guess it's normal, obviously, that the babies are born, they're not breathing, but she was also like bone white and like limp like a noodle, and
Wow.
I didn't know how to get her to start breathing. Yeah. I did that, and I hung her upside down. I smacked her on the back. None of that worked.
You could try resuscitation.
Well, then this is the crazy thing, right? Because I was raised Buddhist, and since the time I was 12, I kind of considered myself an atheist, right? And I certainly don't subscribe to the Christian belief. But in that moment, it was the craziest thing. And I don't ever remember reading the Bible, but I knew this to be a passage from the Bible. It was talking about God making Adam out of clay, right? And it said, and then he breathed the breath of life into his nostrils, and Adam came to life. And I just blew in her nostrils, and she started coughing and crying. Isn't
Wow.
that crazy?
Wow, that's powerful.
Life at a rendezvous.
What's a rendezvous?
The mountain man gatherings that I go to,
Okay.
rendezvous.
Yeah.
I'm a first responder there and
Yeah.
a medic. Out of like 5,000 people, there's probably 5 people that know how to respond, and
Yeah.
take care and rescue people and stuff like that. Or are fire fighters or anything like that. Well, we were at a really dusty rendezvous in Wyoming, and these people had a newborn baby, and they were getting bombed by wind and dust up where they were at. And at night, they come down into camp yelling for me, Derek, and everybody yelling for me, and I come out, and our baby stopped breathing, and all this stuff, and I lay a blanket on the ground, I lay the baby on the ground, and I start accessing the thing. It's blue. It's been a while, you know. I don't know how long they've been in this situation, you know. I'm like, they're like, it's the dust, you know. Right away they say the dust, and I knew it too. I was like, oh yeah, it's got to be that dust, you know. And I go, well, we need that snot sucker. Where's the little snot sucker? And they take off running to get the snot sucker. But right away, I know that I don't have time to wait. So I just grab the baby and I suck all that snot out of her head, right out of her nose, and spit it on the ground. And she starts breathing.
That's crazy.
And it worked right away.
So the opposite of
Yeah.
blowing
Yeah,
their life, and you
suck it
suck the
spit it
snot out.
You know?
Either way works.
Yeah, and she
I guess-
started breathing. Everybody started cheering. And while I was doing that, right at that moment, there was a Mormon there. Now, I'm not Christian either.
Yeah.
You know, there was a bunch of natives there too that were saying
Oh, is
Native
there-
American stuff, you know, and they
Yeah.
were praying. Well, the Mormon got down right next to me and was praying to God and all this stuff. And just as I sucked her, made her air come back,
Yeah.
it was like a miracle.
Right.
Everybody there felt it,
Yeah.
and it was really moving.
Yeah.
You know, it was really powerful.
That's cool. I wonder if in the Mormon book, if there's a passage about, and then God sucked the snot out of Eve.
No, they just suck the snot out of other people's asses. You know. Just kidding. my
well,
Mormon.
well put.
Oh, man.
Very delicately put. That was.
Welcome to war.
Nice.
Free speech.
Yeah, we practice free speech around here, definitely.
Yeah, nice.
Well, so how does it feel to have 2 children now?
I don't know. I'm still in the daze, you know. There's like an afterglow after days. I'm just like in the 4th dimension or something lately, walking around. It's like when you have a kid, especially when you see a child be born, it's like the fabric of reality tears open and you see to the other side, and there's just like this deep recognition of where you came from and where you're going, and all the rest of this starts, and all of this material stuff just sort of becomes transparent almost, and you're not extremely functional in the material world. You know what I mean?
First couple weeks after Rua was born, every time one of my friends would come over. So the first couple weeks I'd have visitors over, you know, and they'd come to give me congratulations. Every single person that came in the yard, I would just start crying like
Yeah.
crazy, just bawling
Yeah.
with pride,
Yeah.
with joy, you know?
And gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, and I'm proud.
Yeah.
That's the only word I could describe it as is extreme pride.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like,
For me, it's like extreme humility, like so humbled by, like, I took the dog for a walk the other day and I just start bawling looking at the mountains and
it's all
the
new
sky,
again.
and like, and this is the same whatever you want to call it, the same void or the same expanse that gave birth to the mountains and the whole planet. It's the same thing that gives birth to each one of us, and to see somebody actually come through that and out, it's like, it's not theory anymore. We get so dumbed down,
It's been
you
here
know.
forever.
Yeah, we get so dumbed down looking at our looking.
We are all
yeah,
related.
exactly.
And that means the
To our
plants,
relations.
the animals, the trees, everything.
Yeah. And we get so dumbed down thinking about our small little needs and wants and fears, and to see something like that happen, it just sort of obliterates all that for a time, and then ego.
And then all that
Regains
anxiety
its-
comes right back.
regains
How
its
am I going to pay
hold.
for this kid? God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I ended up at the ER night before last, like sick as a dog because of that, right? That fear of like, oh, gotta get shit done, and not taking care of myself, and ran myself down. Yeah, that'll help.
So you're all right right now?
Yeah, now I'm better.
Well, that's good.
All good.
All right, guys.
All right, good
All
to
right.
see you, Derek.
Congratulations,
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, good to see you.
Derek Stevens here in the house, checking on in with us
Getting expansion
on this.
around here.
Yeah, really. The studio's gotten too small, but not really though. It's cozy. It's good to see you, Derek.
Good to see you.
You take care.
I'll have Rua for 2 weeks.
Oh, well,
I get her next week.
well, cool. Well, hopefully I'll see you. We should hang. We should hang, definitely. That'd be nice.
All right.
Adios, Derek.
Adios.
Who knows who'll be next to stop by?
You never know.
You
It's
never know in this
it's
neck of the woods.
it's always a mystery here on the mystery box here.
Yeah, the mystery box.
But I really appreciate you taking time to come on up.
Yeah,
and-
absolutely. Thanks for
and-
having me.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out to us and giving us that song. It's gotten played a couple times now already.
Oh, cool.
And I've missed it every time, and so
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to playing
Right on.
it today.
Yeah.
Uh,
We got a new single that dropped today, and it's we're using it to help promote our big New Year's Eve bash, which will be happening at the Fox Theater on New Year's Eve, and we're gonna be playing Tom Petty's Wildflowers album in its entirety.
I've seen that. So
Yeah, and we're having actually a lot of local musicians come up and sing with us and play with us. A lot of names that I'm sure everybody would know.
now, was that something that just easily popped into the mind in terms of let's do this for New Year's? Was there something?
That's something
it
that
just-
easily popped into Adam Perry's mind,
Okay.
who is our head of promotions now, and our second string drummer. So that easily popped into his mind. He thought, you know what would be great, guys, if you just played Tom Petty's Wildflowers for New Year's Eve. And, of course, Donnie, our electric guitar player, he jumped right on board because he loves Tom Petty and that record. And so that part of it was real easy. Then learning 15 songs was not so easy.
I would think so.
Yeah.
There's-
But it's proven to be a lot of fun. I'm glad that we're doing it because, and especially the idea of including a lot of our fellow musicians and singers and songwriters in the area has been a blast.
Now you were mentioning outside when we were talking to Spin Mistress that you're going to bring a bunch of extended family in. So you should give us an idea.
Yeah, Danny
people are
Schaefer is going to sing a song with us, and Ben Gallagher.
Benny.
Ben Gallagher and Mike Clark, who are both in the band River, Arkansas, and they're going to be opening the show. And then Grant Farm is going to play right after them. And so Tyler Grant's going to sing a song with us as well. Bonnie and Taylor Sims of Bonnie and the Clydes are going to sing a song. There's a whole bunch of people. Johnny Miller from Lonesome Days is going to come up and sing a song. So it's going to be really a who's who of the Colorado music scene there.
Wow, it
New
really
Year's Eve.
sounds really special.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I actually got to hang out with Macon from River, Arkansas, the
Oh,
bass
right on.
player, when I was down in San Luis Valley, Salida, a couple weeks ago, and he was telling me he was all excited about opening for you guys.
Awesome.
And,
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think and we're just going to play it loose, you know. I think it might end up a lot more people on stage at the same time than we originally planned, and that's fine. It's just going to be a big family night at the Fox, so
nice.
yeah.
Now I've been noticing you guys have been doing this thing where you do ticket giveaways and you're actually delivering the tickets. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of driving, but
Yeah, I figure.
But yeah, I mean, we're trying to take the grassroots thing pretty literal and really have an actual relationship with our fans.
Yeah, it's really special. I mean, when I heard you guys were doing that, I was like, wow, that's really taking it above and beyond.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what we strive to do here.
Well, I think that's why you've got such a big family audience going these days.
I definitely feel that. I feel that it's more of a family really than anything. You know, it's like a tribe of people, and a lot of y'all have been around us since the very beginning and helping us up, and so many people have contributed to our success. This is not us doing this, you know, it's the capital us doing this, like
Yeah.
all of us together as a community. So we're really grateful, and we want to give back in any way we can for as long as we're doing it, really.
Well, good. I hope it doesn't stop anytime soon. Just keep it up. This momentum that I just keep watching every time I meet back with you here. I just keep on seeing you going higher and higher with this, and it's really, I love what you guys are doing.
Thanks.
Just the energy, the energy that you guys have, the interaction with the crowd, just the way the crowd is just like so plugged in these days. It's, you're definitely, you're driving them, and there's such a symbiotic relationship going on back and forth. Sometimes sometimes bands are playing, but you've got like people kind of in the background. It's like music background at times, but it's like people are just really just there with you, and it's so cool to be part of that experience.
Yeah, likewise. I feel the same way.
I bet.
Yeah.
It must feel really good. And the venues, it seems like you're getting into bigger venues. How does that feel?
It feels really good, AEG, which I used to think of as just like the big corporate enemy, and perhaps they are. But bottom line is they pretty much run things in
Mhm.
Denver. They own all those major venues.
Yeah.
And they're true to their word, which is what sets them apart from the rest of Colorado's giant concert promoters, in that they tell us, we'll give you a gig in this small venue. If you do well, we'll move you to the next bigger venue. If you do well, we'll just keep moving you up. And so far, they've been true to their word. We've had other, I won't name them, but other concert promoters give us similar promises and not make good on them.
Huh.
So,
Yeah. Well, I guess that is part of the whole music world. It's good though that that they are local and actually are helping and actually following through. It's good.
yeah, and that they give a shit about local bands at all is kind of surprising, because they don't need to. They're at a
Yeah.
level where they could just have international bands playing their venues all the time. But
Well,
are.
you guys are the up and coming international band.
yeah, maybe so.
I mean,
We got to get out of Colorado first to be international. But
now, what's your perspective on touring outside of the state at this point?
we have a couple tours on the horizon. One, we're planning to do a West Coast tour in May, and then we're planning to do a Midwest Coast or a Midwest tour, like up to Chicago, in late August or early September.
Huh.
So we're not going crazy with it. We'll spend 2 to 4 weeks out a couple times a year, but most of us have families, and
Yeah.
that's got to be a priority for us.
Yeah.
So that's one of the joys of not having a management company and being our own management company, is that we get to make it look however we want it to look,
Yeah.
So eventually the end game is that we go on tour for 6 weeks twice a year, and we have a caravan of RVs, and all our families are in the RVs with
Oh,
us.
that sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
And that's how we roll.
That'd be fun. That'd be cool. Maybe we can like figure out how to take Wayhow along with you or something and
It would
keep
be
it
awesome.
plugged in.
It'd be awesome to bring as many of us together as possible, Just
Yeah.
have a huge caravan. That way, even if nobody in the town shows up for the gig, we'll still have a full show. We'll just bring the audience with us too.
Oh, I like it. No, it's good. You look good. I'm glad that all these things are continuing to go forward.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks for keeping the spirit and
Yeah,
staying
absolutely.
positive with it, because it shows. It's like when
Thanks.
you're up there on that stage, it's like your energy is just so present in your music. It's so cool.
Well, I'm very blessed to finally have the job that I always dreamed of, And
That's a nice feeling, huh?
even if it's like we're barely scraping by, I'd rather be doing this than, making millions out on Wall Street or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least you save your soul.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be priority.
Well, speaking of soul, maybe we should have you play something for us.
All right. Well, this is kind of.
Let me,
You getting that microphone there? I'm gonna be playing it pretty loud. Yeah.
I think we got it close
All right.
enough. I'll dial it in the rest of the way.
So this one is actually more about soulless people. Sort of a satire on our disinterested and apathetic contingency of America. Yeah. It goes like this. I hate my job, I hate my wife, I hate my children, and I hate my life, but I ain't looking for no answer or fix. 'Cause if there's one thing I don't hate, it's my right to bitch. What would a slave be willing to give for just half the life that I now live? But this freedom is one that I can't afford. Yes, so I just come here to die, my Lord. Some fight with pens, some fight with swords. For me, I can't find nothing worth fighting for. Yes, so I just come here to die. Well, everyone knows it's as fixed as it gets. The poor breed more poor to work for the rich, but I ain't saying that I want to stand up and fight. Well, you might call it cowardice, I call it my right. What would a slave be willing to do for just half the rights given to you? But this freedom is one that you can't comprehend. Yes, so we just come here to die, my friends. Some fight with swords, some fight with pens. But me, I can't find nothing left to defend. Oh, so I just come here to die. Yes, so I just come here to die. Oh, so I just come here to die. So I just come here to die.
That's great. What's the name of that?
Come here to die.
Come Here to Die. Wow. Now, when did you write that?
I don't know. It's all been a blur, Blair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wrote it about, well, you know who I wrote it about. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't throw a rock or a dead cat without hitting them, as they say.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, but everybody's just complaining, complaining about how shitty things are, and it's like, have you looked around? Like, I know, you don't need to tell me what's shitty about living here in America. I get it, but Syria exists, right? And fucking Ethiopia exists, and we could do worse. Hey, we have another guest here in the studio. It's Cynthia.
Spin Mistress
Cynthia?
in the house.
What are you doing here? Oh, she came to steal records. Well, perfect timing, Cynthia, because it's not like we're having a fucking radio show here. No, we're very happy to see you. Cynthia, do you want to sing harmony with me? I don't know. What do you want to sing? We could do some carousel. I don't know that one. I don't know it.
Hey, if you're just joining us right now,
I do know that one.
we're here in the studio with Clay Rose from the Gasoline Lollipops, and now now we have Spin Mistress in the house here too.
Yeah, she's
and,
gonna sing harmony with me.
And she's going to sing harmony on next song here, so I'm going to hand this microphone over to her.
It's called Full
Remember,
Steam
it's a
Ahead, by
short
the way.
microphone, though.
Deal.
See, that's the problem these days, folks.
People don't even.
Now we don't have records. We just have digital streaming shit. People don't even know the names of songs.
They don't even lay on their floor listening in
That's
their
right.
headphones to
That
something
is
that
right.
blows their mind.
They don't even say track 5 anymore because we don't have CDs.
They don't even wear tracksuits anymore.
Well, some people do.
I still do.
You gotta go down to Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
Look for the tracksuits. You'll get a crack rock.
Hello out there, way high. I hope you're high. I'm so way high right now.
All right, here we go. City lights twirl by like a carousel. Hold on tight, we might just ride this thing to hell. Tracks run out from underneath your sleeve. Underneath this train takes us into Tennessee. Just give us a place to lay our heads. We'll ride these rails until we're dead. We ain't gonna change from no man or state. Full steam ahead, ahead. I forgot the words to my own song.
Jungle down in.
No, we're not there yet. I remember. We're coming back to it here. No, I forgot it again.
Sterno lips. That one.
Yeah, it's that one. Fuck. What is it, Blair? Hey, thank God for the internet. We can just look up the words.
You are kidding me.
I haven't played this song in a long time.
Yeah. Dust it off,
It's
buddy.
Alabama by nightfall, Louisiana by dawn. Freedom if the lawmen don't find out which train we're on. We got no food for cooking, no sterno's just for life. But the way it hits your cherry lips whets my appetite. Just give us a place to lay our heads. We'll ride these rails until we're dead. We ain't gonna change for no man or state. Full steam ahead, yeah. This is where Donnie takes a killer Telecaster solo.
Just imagine it.
I can, yeah. It's getting me wet. Yeah, jungle down in Baton Rouge is more than you ever seen. Tonight just shut your eyes, my love, and let it light your dreams. Come this time tomorrow, we'll have rain of the whole damn camp. It might be hell for a Christian, it's heaven for a tramp. Just give us a place to lay our heads. We'll ride these rails until we're dead. We ain't gonna change for no man or state. Full steam ahead, yeah, yeah. Oh, just give us a place to lay our heads. We'll ride these rails until we're dead. We ain't gonna change for no man or state. Full steam ahead, head on.
Way to pull it out.
Shit. Okay. Stick a fork in it. I just
All right. Here in the studio here with Clay Rose, Spin Mistress, and myself here. Special live from the Bowl interview, building up for this New Year's Eve celebration here with the Gasoline Lollipops and Grant Farm in the River, Arkansas.
as long as I
And
can
others,
speak.
as long as
Come
he
New
can
Year's
speak.
Eve.
Everybody will his voice back, because we want to hear some more.
No, that's not
If
going to
you
happen
can't-
today, Blair. I just got out of the ER 48 hours ago with a bleeding throat.
A bleeding throat. Well, then maybe we'll have to be playing some.
You know, suffers
So-
my middle name.
So, is it still bleeding, or are you
It probably is right now. Yeah.
just from grabbing those notes like that? Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that. The lights flicker every time I stomp on the
Yeah,
floor.
actually, the lights in here are sound activated, so
Oh, sweet.
so it's
Yeah, I like that.
yeah. So It adds to the vibe here.
That's sweet.
In the popsicle stand here.
Where'd you get that shit?
Skylar actually developed those. You should talk to Skylar.
He developed them?
Yeah, he has a whole thing that he's created that he's actually out there listening right now. He just chimed in a second ago.
I want to commission him to
Hear that,
make
Skylar?
me-
He wants you to make him some
make me a
LED
strand of
strips.
that so that I can wrap it around my mic stand.
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Hear that, Skylar?
Yeah,
you should
you
get
hear that,
on that
Skylar?
one, buddy.
We need them
That
for our
would be
drum
good.
kit and the mic stand.
Drum kit and a mic stick. Wow, that would really look good.
That'd
Definitely.
be badass.
Yeah, that would. With the birth of your new daughter, do you feel like it opens you up to any other levels of inspiration, song-wise, or anything?
I'm sure it will.
It's probably just getting over the initial.
Yeah, it's gonna take me
Like-
a while. But having a daughter too is very different from having a son. Just in that I feel much more attuned to the woman's plight, and it. I always was, because I was raised by my mom and my sister primarily, and they raised me to be a feminist, and I always have been, but there's a difference between being a feminist and being a woman. You don't have to be a woman to be a feminist, but you got to be a woman to be a woman. And I feel like having a daughter now gets me a little bit closer to that. Just sort of, noticing the subtleties of the imbalance. So it's going to give me a lot more to bitch about and fight against and speak out about. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah. So what day was she born?
Saturday
Saturday.
the 8th.
So we're still in Sagittarius. Is that?
Yeah, she's Sagittarius, just like her mom.
How's mom doing?
She's doing great.
Did
Yeah, she's all blissed
obviously
out.
it was quick, so that probably was a relief on her on some levels.
Yeah, it was gonna be a little too fast. You know what I mean?
It's like,
she
hold
didn't-
on a second,
She
wait.
didn't have time to adjust.
Take some
really.
time.
Yeah, she came out like a cannonball.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, she's ready.
she was ready.
She was ready.
Whether or not we were, well, Sophia was definitely ready too. She was 4 days over the due date.
Oh, okay.
I
I was
know.
just gonna say, was it full term? So yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
she never wanted to make it to the due date. She wanted to have her a week or two early.
Yeah.
But Seraphine had her own plans.
Well, that might be her way.
Yeah, I think it is. She's tough, that's for
She's
sure.
gonna be tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so with you, how many years now has Gas Pop's been going?
Oh, that's a trick question. I mean, well, that question has a lot of different answers.
Yeah.
The name, Gasoline Lollipops. The name has been around for, well, let's see here, 22 years.
Wow.
It's been attached to a band for 15 years. But it's only been attached to this band for, I don't know, a year.
Huh. Must be longer than that.
Not this band. It's a different band now.
it has been evolving, different members. And
Yeah. I mean, we play a lot of the same songs, but really, I mean, I don't know. I guess you could mark the formation of this band really like with Dawn, the release of Dawn, right?
Yeah.
And that was when 2008, 2009.
Okay.
So, Jesus, even that. We're looking at 10 years. It's crazy.
Yeah. And what would you say? How are the band dynamics these days? How's everybody getting along good and feeling good?
It's very good. Yeah. It's very peaceful.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have kind of you just get in a flow together, from at least from the looks of it when I'm watching on stage.
Yeah, that would be a good segue to play that new track, because you can sort of hear for yourself like what the band dynamic is and how we're working together. But I feel like the band is working together as this song sounds.
Well, we're really lucky that Gas Pops always reach out to us with all their newest creations, and this has been played a couple times, I think, now in the studio, but this is the first time I'm going to be able to hear it. I requested it a couple of days ago off of one DJ, but he stopped paying attention to the chat when I had posted it, so oh well, that's okay though. It's worth the wait, I'm sure, here. But this is a song called Broken. Newest release was released today on Bandcamp.
On Bandcamp, yeah, we have our own record label. It's called Fast Train Records.
Fast Train.
So
okay, and you can find the words on there too on the Bandcamp. So yeah, here it is, Broken by Gasoline Lollipops.
Used to run like wolves, or was it more like wounded lambs? We tried to hold the world, it just kept slipping through our hands. We were trying to diminish the hurt that was given us at birth. Ain't there just a way? Cure costs more than it's worth. Oh my God, you're so far away. Do I see you every single day?
Why are we so broken? Why are we so hollow? Why have we not spoken for such a long, long time? I guess the fault is mine, but I had to numb the pain or lose my mind. So I lost my shame, I keep it till I
everything he sees. Well, I'd like to say he's a bad man, but deep down I know he's just like me. And Daddy, he's a broken boy, a broken heart and a broken head to boot. Now he been playing Russian roulette for so long, but that gun just won't shoot. And Aaron, he's so far away. Do I see him almost every day?
Why are we so broken? Why are we so hollow? Why have we not spoken? Oh, for such a long, long time. I guess the fault is mine, but I had to save my soul or lose my mind. So I lost my friends, I miss them till I die.
All right, that's a song called Broken, newest release from Gasoline Lollipops here. I was just, it's really incredible. The sound just keeps getting better. I was just saying, I really was loving that keyboard, and so if you could share with us who that is. And
Yeah, that's my buddy Scott Coulter. And actually, I've known Scotty since I was 5 years old. We've known each other since kindergarten. So, and he was in the 2nd grade. He was a badass piano player. Like, he was killing Scott Joplin in the 2nd grade.
wow.
And he's had his nose to the grindstone ever since. He lives out in Philadelphia now, but it was on Soul Mine. Yeah, it was very serendipitous on Soul Mine when we were recording that record. We're sitting in the studio and we're like, man, I wish we had organ on this song right here, you know? And Donnie goes, yeah, you know any good organ players? I was like, yeah, I do, but he lives in Philly, you know? He's like, the best I know. And I shit you not, within an hour, and I hadn't talked to Scotty in 15 years, and within an hour, he texts me and he says, hey, Clay, do you remember me? This is Scotty from elementary school. I'm in town right now, just wondering if you want to get together for a cup of coffee. I go, how about you come by the studio and lay down some tracks? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he comes over, and he's all over Soul Mine. And then we flew him out for a bunch of shows for the CD release at the Fox. He played with us, and then he played some shows with us in August this last summer. He played the Arise Festival with us, and he's going to be moving out here next summer to become a permanent member of the band.
Wow.
But yeah, that's him playing on that track, and he's one of these dudes that I just never have to give direction to. You know, he always plays what I want, even when I don't know what I want. I know it as soon as I hear him play it. I'm like, oh yeah.
It just sounds so natural, just listening to him play along.
He's got a lot of soul.
Yeah, he really fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's exciting. I'm looking forward. So you're saying this summer?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so this summer he'll be out here for a lot of the summer, and he might be back and forth to Philly for a little while he's moving out, but it's inevitable now. He will be part of the Gas Pops. I mean, he already is, but he'll be with us on every show come next year.
So this release, are you guys building up to putting another full compilation out?
I think so. I don't know exactly how we're doing it right now. We got a bunch of tracks recorded right now, and we're just trying to figure out which ones live with each other and which ones live on the cutting room floor, which ones live by themselves as singles. But luckily, again, another freedom of being your own management company, and another freedom of living in the digital world where you can just poop them out as singles on Spotify as you feel like it.
Yeah.
And then maybe at the end of the year, for the vinophiles like myself, we can compile them all, the ones that fit well together, and release a full-length vinyl. I don't know. I definitely don't want to shut the door on that mode of music, because it's always been my favorite. It's what I grew up with. That's how I get to know music. You know, when I was like 12, 13 years old, I lived out in the sticks in Tennessee, and I'd make $10 a week allowance, and I'd save up for 2 weeks, and then my mom would take me to the mall, the Galleria, right, in Franklin, Tennessee, and she'd go shopping all over the mall, and I'd spend the whole time just in the record store, and I got enough for one record, you know, and it better be the right one, because I'm going to be living with it for 2 weeks. And by living with it, I mean I'm going to have headphones on. I'm going to memorize every word of every lyric. I'm going to memorize, like, who mixed, who played nose harp on what track, right? Like, where it was mixed, like what the studios are, all that. And I didn't even play an instrument at the time. That's just how I felt about music and my record collection. And now, you know, people don't even know the names of songs.
Well, I mean, they've had to do a resurgence of vinyl to actually like get people to understand what a
and
album
still it's like this resurgence of vinyl means something to us old folks.
Yeah.
It's just kitschy to the young kids, you know. It's like something to hang on their wall or whatever, something to leave on the coffee table so that their date thinks that they're cultured. You know what I mean? But I don't think that the majority of people buying vinyl actually have the relationship to us that grew up with it.
Well, people don't know what it's like to de-seed their weed on a double album.
Exactly. And use that fucking Cheech and Chong rolling paper, right? The biggest rolling paper in history.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember actually a couple people, using them.
Oh yeah, we definitely use them. And if you look on eBay now, try to find one of those Cheech and Chong LPs with the rolling paper intact, it's like fucking $1,000.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, yeah. Just even the talk. It's funny you mentioned like a record store, because I was just reminiscing about going to this record store when I was growing up in New Jersey, and just what a novelty it was, and just how exciting it was back then, and like buying 45s, of the newest releases that you were into and stuff, and just that flip side that hardly got played and whatever.
Yeah, man. I got a job in Nashville. There used to be this record store called The Great Escape, and it was enormous. I mean, it was the size of a quarter of a city block, and it was 2 stories high, and it's just vinyl, so much of it. And they paid me like $4 an hour or something. I didn't give a shit, because I was lifting vinyl under my shirt every day.
Right?
I don't condone such behavior. I was a little shit, and I had to pay a lot of negative karma for all those records. I ended up, actually my negative karma is I ended up trading my entire record, which I'm not proud of, but I traded that entire record collection for drug money, and I snorted it all up my nose. And I had some precious vinyl in there that now I've tried to get back, and I can't afford it, man. I mean, yeah. So vinyl is more valuable to me today than cocaine. I can say that without a doubt.
That's a good thing. I'm glad.
And cocaine is expensive, man.
Yeah, right.
Not those records, not the ones I traded for cocaine.
Well, speaking of vinyl, who are you listening to other than your own music these days?
These days, like newer people.
Well, it could be anybody really. Just kind of picking your brain.
I'm digging on Hayes Carl. You know who he is? He's like
I've heard of him.
Texas songwriter, and he's got it. Let's see. Jeez. I mean, I listen to music all the time, and then when you ask me, I just brain fart.
Yeah, this one, when I've asked people, actually, a lot of times people will be like, so what do you have in your CD player, or do you even...
On the way up here, I was just rocking out to Rhythm of the Saints by Paul Simon.
Oh, nice.
And I was rocking out to it. I had it so fucking loud, and I was driving like 100 miles an hour up the canyon, blowing people off the road. It was awesome.
It's the left-hand Autobahn. You can do that.
It was so good. I'm addicted to a slow ride. Or maybe I'm a dog who lost his bike. I don't expect to be treated like a fool no more. I don't expect to sleep through the night. Some people say a lie is just a lie. But I say, why deny the obvious child? You know that?
Nice.
Come on. Yeah.
I actually remember some cruises listening to that, actually heading to DIA one time, going 90 miles an hour, actually listening to Paul Simon.
Cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I gotta be heading out here soon to pick up my boy from school.
Well, we're almost done with our full hour. God, that went quickly, but
it did go quickly.
But it's always really good to catch up with you and
thanks
see
for
you
having
and
me.
just keep hearing how good everything's going and just watching you guys just keep on rising, man. I love it.
Inch by inch, day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
year by year.
Well, keep it up, please.
Will do. I think figuring out what it is you love is the biggest challenge. Once you know that, you just do that till you're dead, whether it pays the bills or not.
Yeah. So I have been noticing there's been some extra. Can you tell us your upcoming gigs?
Oh, yeah, there's a good idea, Blair. Let's talk about that. We got New Year's Eve coming up at the Fox Theater with Grant Farm and the River Arkansas. And then we're headlining the Gothic Theater on February 22nd. And we got the Strange Americans opening up for us on that show, which is going to be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And then this other band that I told them I would do a plug for them, although I think they kind of suck. They're called the Widows Bane.
Oh, those
And-
guys?
Yeah.
They're kind of weird.
They suck. But they asked me to make a plug for them. So they're going to be playing at the Bluebird Theater
Nice.
in March sometime. I forget when. And
Aren't
and then
aren't you-
Gas Pops, we're going down to Belize again for our third annual?
Wow.
Our third annual Belize, Gas Pops in Belize trip. And that's January 18th through the 21st.
Wow.
So, and the Al Capones are going to be with us down there. We're
Oh, that's great.
yeah, we're flying the Al Capones down this year.
Some more Way High family. Another.
Exactly.
band
So
here.
come get you some ska and some Gas Pops on the beach
Wow.
in
That's-
Belize in January. And my goal is, I know that most people like myself would hear that and say, fuck you, man. Like, I got money for Belize. That's exactly what I would say if I heard somebody say that on the radio. So I want to make it clear, though, that it is our goal and our intention. And this year, our award goes to the Al Capones. So we're bringing the Al Capones down. But I really want to start a scholarship every year, and I don't know exactly how we're going to choose who gets the scholarships, but I definitely want to have scholarships for people that are actually officially 100% broke and cannot afford to go to Belize, that are big Gas Pops fans and have been with us for a long time, helping us with their support and get them down there, get them a plane ticket and lodging to come enjoy some
Wow, that's a
music
cool
on the
idea.
beach.
I like that.
Yeah, so that'll be happening starting 2020. 2020, January 2020. So stay tuned for that, and we'll have some kind of application and why you think you should get the scholarship. But we're gonna start bringing down poor folks.
All right, everybody, start sharpening your pencils right now.
Start getting poor right now.
Aren't you doing some kind of duo thing this week or something, or was it? I thought I saw something. Was it Thursday or something? Or?
Oh, I'm playing on Thursday solo at the Tasty Weasel out in Longmont.
yeah. I
And then
think Danny
Esme
bounced something.
Patterson. That's a thing with Esme is me and her are doing a songwriter workshop, like a weekend intensive up in Estes Park. We're going to be teaching a songwriters workshop up there February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Where do you do that at?
I believe it's at the Estes Lodge. I don't know. There's details online though. If you're on the Facebook, there's an event page for it. Yeah. There's a bunch of information floating around.
Nice. Wow. Well, this has been another great meeting with you. Another great interview.
Yeah. Thanks
went,
for having
went
me.
real, went too quick for me. All in all, I'm sorry that your throat's acting up on you, but hopefully it'll clear up here. So did they tell you anything specific to do to it other than the antibiotics?
The only
Anything
thing they
helping?
could tell me for sure is that I am going to die. They
Oh,
said
well, that's okay.
they said we can't say when.
Did you
or
look at his
where.
watch?
They said we can't say when or where. There's a doctor I can trust. If he tells me any other shit than that, I don't trust him. He's lying.
Yeah.
But if he says, we got your blood test results back, and turns out you're gonna die
Yes.
someday.
I think that's in
Turns
the
out you
cards
are,
for most
in
everybody
fact,
these
mortal.
days.
So
All right. Well, I guess this is going to wrap it up here. I want to thank Clay Rose again for coming and gracing the studio and sharing.
thank you so much for having
It's
me,
great.
Blair.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. I look forward to the next time. Hopefully it was warm enough in here. You didn't get too cold.
balmy, man. Y'all
Sometimes
got it easy up here in Ward.
sometimes the popsicle stand can be a little brutal here.
December, people are walking around in their t-shirts and shit outside. Enjoy this weather.
Yes, I guess we have to do that because who knows when the winds are going to pick up and the temperature is going to drop down. Again, you're listening to 90.5 KWHR FM, live from the Bowl here on this Monday. Got some shows coming at you later this afternoon. I think Wookie might be in. If not, the CP3O show later on. I'll be joining you tomorrow. I'm going to be replaying this at around sometime before my show, probably between 5 and 6 tomorrow, and then I was thinking probably bounce it back on also on Saturday just to get some more of a full audience. If do you have something more to say?
Gas Pops love you.
And we love you back, bro. Definitely. Thank you. We got some more. It's fan club time here. In the meantime, we're gonna get you to a little bit of music here. This is New Dawn of the Buffalo here, and I hope you're all doing well. It's 2:19 here in the high country, and it might be something somewhere else, but we hope your day is way high. 90.5 KWHR FM. This is DJ Willie. I wish you a good afternoon.
Caveman to awake and realize there's more at stake. To the final person to have spoken, declare I'm fully woke. Makes for an instant report that our lifespans are short, and it's hard to perceive the curve we see in the arc of history. And the power that allures and is sure to corrupt us must constantly be clean with peace, love, and justice. The media's been bought, the legislature's been bought, and our complacency's been bought by four walls, a couch, and trashy TV. It's time to dance in the street. Speak in your mind. Our hearts are pulsing a beat. Knowing it's time to get on our feet. It's time to dance in the street. The poor push to the cold as our rights are being sold with the ascent of a dismal flame, like the tale and shame of a monopoly game. For change of rule we had better stand before there's nowhere left to land. Doomed to history's repeat. It's time to dance in the street. 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 Tides of fate wash ashore, ship of fools we've seen before, hurtling through space on a ball. What do they want? They want it all. With mortal reams of ammunition and a killer's disposition, they emit a tinny tune with little soul, with a chorus of control. From misguided to sinful is the range. It is their minds will have to change. For the display, the way, and a fire to inspire empty hearts of poignant flood. Metaphoric Jesus blood. Strike up the band, hit the beat. It's time to dance in the street. It's time to dance in the street. It's time to dance in the street. Speak in your mind. It's time to dance in the street. Knowing it's time to get on our feet. It's time to dance in the street. And if it's possible to achieve what I fully believe to be the actuation of saviors, incremental improvement of human nature's behavior. I don't have to be greedy. I hope you can see that sometimes I am, but I try not to be. Don't want to be jealous. I hope you can see that sometimes I am, but I try not to be. Don't have to be violent. I hope you can see that sometimes I am, but I try not to be. And if it's impossible and all hope of love lays dying, even if we failed, like least fail while trying. On my feet, it's time to dance in the street. 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 It's time to dance in the street.
this what got you down? Is that what did you in? Is this what broke your heart? Is that where it began? Is this what fills you up? Is that what makes you whole? Is this what makes you rock? Is that what makes you roll? Is this what pulls you in? Is that what puts you out? Is this what shook the core? Is that what caused your doubt? I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe. Is this what got you down? Is that what did you in? Is this what broke your heart? Is that where it began? Is this what fills you up? Is that what makes you whole? Is this what makes you rock? Is that what makes you roll? Is this what pulls you in? Is that what puts you out? Is this what shook the core? Is that what caused your doubt? I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe. Is this what got you down? Is that what did you in? Is this what broke your heart? Is that where it began? Is this what fills you up? Is that what makes you whole? Is this what makes you rock? Is that what makes you roll? Is this what pulls you in? Is that what puts you out? Is this what shook the core? Is that what caused you down? I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I do believe.
From the headwaters of Left-Hand Creek at the base of Niwot Mountain, you're tuned to 90.5 KWHR-FM, Ward, Colorado.